Evening, folks. Sunday evening here, and just want to talk a little bit about an update on fuel protests and cost of living protests. And actually, the fuel protest is really turning into a cost of living protest now because price of fuel is affecting everybody, and it's mostly the white diesel is going to go back up, and the petrol rather than the green agri diesel, which is the green agri with my big issue with. But anyhow, Jack Chambers came out the other day after seeing the video I did last week, and he said that it's not right, or it'd be wrong to protest when Ursula von der Leyen is here. Jack, you were wrong. You were totally wrong. I said, Jack, I'll tell you what you have to do. You have to vote to raise diesel by 32 cents. And we add on the carbon tax that you also vote to raise the next 3 years, you're bringing that to over 50 cents a litre of a rise, or in the oil gallons, 2.20 a gallon. Now, Jack, you're already getting over €1 a litre out of diesel. You don't need any more. You're running a surplus, 9 billion, you're all blown about. So it's you that's wrong. And there's a report out this week from Barnardo's Children's Charity about the effects of fuel and the effects of the price at the moment on children and people. And I just want to give you a few highlights of it. Over half of the parents surveyed, 55%, were concerned about having enough money to put fuel in their car, with 17% saying they cut back or went without medical health appointments to put fuel in their car. Now, Jack, are you going to accept responsibility for people missing hospital and doctor's appointments to put fuel in their car? That's what the survey here says. It also found 44% of parents surveyed skipped meals or reduced their portion size so their children could have enough to eat. 16% use a food bank, up from 12% 25. Jack, 300,000 houses are in arrears with their ESB bill. They can't afford to pay their electricity. That's a sign of no money. And here you are going to raise their fuel bill. So, Jack, there's only one person wrong here, and that's you and your government. You're screwing people into poverty, Jack, and you're laughing at it. You driving around in a state car. When did you put in a petrol station? Throw 100. I put 100 of diesel into this Jeep at a time. What do you put into the state car, Jack? And you're on nearly 200 grand a year. Tell me, show me your receipts. I have the receipts here for diesel. Now, Jack, I worked it out last week. The carbon tax per day, we were busy at Silage last week. I spent €300 a day on carbon tax last week. 6 days, €1,800 went into the exchequer in carbon tax on the fuel I used. Is that fair? I don't think so. And you wanted to raise that more. So, Jack, there's only one person wrong here, and it's you and your government. Now, you have pulled back a bit, and now you're saying you're not going to put 30% on in one bang. You're going to ease it in. Well, Jack, from the contacts that's been made to me from around the country, the people are not accepting it. Now, I'm only the messenger here, but it feels as if I'm struggling to hold back the protest because the people want to show you how serious they are about these issues. Now, you go ahead Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week, and you finalise raising fuel prices, and I won't be able to hold it back, and none of us will be able to hold back the protest is going to happen. I haven't time to be protesting, Jack. I've work to do. But the people are up in arms, and they can't afford the raise. You're going around blowing about having a 9 million budget, 9 million surplus. You're taking in hundreds and hundreds of millions from corporation tax. You took in 200 billion in the last few years, and you blew the whole bloody lot of it. That's not my problem. Our problem now is the Irish people, the people of Ireland, the people on the low incomes, the people who are suffering, and you're pushing them further. Because the price of fuel, if it raises, everything goes up. It raises inflation and everything goes up in the shop. Every product goes up if fuel goes up. So you raise fuel, you raise inflation, you cause poverty, Jack. Now cop on, pull back, stop this fuel raises, or the country will be brought to a standstill, as far as I can see, from what I'm hearing from around the country. Because people are not taking it. We're being asked to lead this and stand up and be counted. And it's our duty now to stand up because you're not standing up. So to Jack Chambers and government, please don't raise the fuel on the ordinary person of Ireland because they can't afford to pay it. It's very, very bad when they choose between putting fuel in the car and going to see the doctor. That's how serious this is, Jack. Jack, there will be blood on your hands if you put up the price of fuel. Meetings are going to be organised around the country in the very near future. The people will decide what form of protest they're going to take. If fuel doesn't go up, there'll be no protest. It's as simple as that. And if fuel goes up, there's going to be protests. It's as simple as that. So the ball's in the government's court. If we have to highlight to Europe the issues in this country, we will do that. And we'll make a show of our government and these people that are being pushed into poverty by government policy. So that's the crack, folks. It's a terrible situation. I don't want to be in it. I don't want to be, involved in it. But we have no choice here. We can't let children go hungry. And we can't let parents miss hospital appointments and doctor's appointments and miss buying medication to put fuel in their car just because Jack Chambers and all the government ministers in their state cars think it's a good idea. See you later, folks.